What's up YouTube, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Danny James, and in today's video we shall be covering this glitch freeze frame transition that you can almost easily apply onto every music video project that you can think of. I'll try to keep this tutorial short, so make sure to stick to the very end, and I hope you get to learn something from this. If you do end up enjoying this content, kindly give it a thumbs up, and if you're watching my content for the first time, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump into Adobe Premiere. On my timeline I have 3 clips which we shall be using to do this transition. I also have some music right beneath which is muted for now. We shall use it to put this transition into perspective right after we've executed everything. So on your clips, what you want to do, right before the end of the first clip, you want to do a boomerang. If you've used social media, you know what a boomerang is. So how to create a boomerang on Premiere, just go near the last frame. You can just try to move this slider to see what looks good. Around this it looks okay, so I'll make a cut here. Once you've made a cut, just put your clip right up, and then make sure to duplicate this section. So I'm holding Alt, click, drag, and then on this second one just right click and go to speed, and then reverse that speed. So we should have the first boomerang. You can also create some space by squeezing the rest of the footage a bit to the right. You want this to happen twice. I'll click drag to select these two, and then I'll hold Alt, go to the right, and now we have a second duplicate. Now let's play this. Okay, that looks okay, but we need it to be a little bit faster. So what we shall do, just click and select all of them, go to speed and duration and make it slightly faster. So I'll go for a speed of 130. You don't have to go up to 200. I find between 120 and 140 to be a good spot. Also ripple edit so that they stay together. And then once that's done, you can also put them right back, and then you can put these clips back. So it should go like this, which is what we want. So afterwards we need to add an echo effect. Now I've tried putting these clips in a nest and then putting the echo effect, but I ran into issues. So just a safe bet, create an adjustment layer and then drag it on top. Now with your adjustment layer, go to your effect controls and put it on add. So it's on default on add, so that's what you want. You don't also have to change these settings, just use them as they are. Now the trick here is to come with a razor tool. Here's a razor tool, and then cut into 4 sections, and then you want to remove 1 from each. So I'll remove these 2. So the first one, make sure it has that echo operator, and then the second doesn't, the third one has, the fourth doesn't, and then it goes on to the next clip. Now we are halfway done with this transition. The next part is to add this freeze frame from the next clip. On your next clip, right on the first frame, you can hold Alt and drag up to make that duplicate. Right click on that clip and add a frame hold. So the entire sequence, it should have that frame hold. You can cut this excess and drag it so that it begins with the other ones. I found a sweet spot to be right where the second adjustment layer starts. That's when I can bring this second freeze frame which transitions. If you followed through, you can see now we have the adjustment layers, and then you have the freeze frame which jumps right in, but it obstructs the rest of the content which is right below. And that is why you need to grab your pen tool right here, or you can go to your effect controls while highlighted on that clip, and then go to this pen tool. Draw a quick mask around the subject. Once you've drawn the mask, you can see what it looks like. We can still see the images right behind. So that's exactly what you're looking for. Now on this mask, we're only going to add 1 effect, and if you go to your effects, look for your Gaussian blur and put it on there. Go to your effect controls, make sure repeat edge pixels is enabled. Add a keyframe for blurriness. Make sure it goes about 35, looks good. And then you make sure that this is the original state. So I'll drag the first keyframe to the very end. So it goes from 35 towards 0. So it starts blurry, becoming clearer. Now, at the same time, you also want to add a keyframe for opacity so that it starts at 0 going to 100. So it should start at 0 and then go to 100. And then I'll push that keyframe there. So let's look at it. Yeah, that looks good. Now for all your keyframes, you can hold shift while selecting them, right click and put them on Bezier. Now the difference, if you want to know the difference, if you look at these keyframes, it goes up. Now if we put it on Bezier, let's right click, put on Bezier, it goes like a curve. So it goes as a curve instead of like a straight line, and that applies to both keyframes. And now it should be done with this effect. It looks super smooth. I'll quickly do the second part, and I hope it shouldn't take long. So again, the same process, just find where you see a good boomerang. So I think I'll cut this extra bit here. I'll take from here coming in. So I'll get my razor, cut there, and then I'll duplicate this clip, right click on it, put it on reverse, and then I'll squeeze this other clip. So I'll make sure they are next to each other, click on both of them, duplicate them, and then we're basically doing the same thing. Highlight on all of them, make sure it's at around 130, and then that's good. You can bring them back down. We can copy the same adjustment layers that we used earlier, so click on them, drag. This is how easily you can replicate this effect along your timeline. And then the last thing we haven't done is to bring this freeze frame here. So I'll duplicate this clip, right click on it, add a frame hold, and then I'll also draw a mask over the subject. This shouldn't take long. I'll just drag my pen tool from the opacity bar and draw a quick mask. Now with the mask done, it should be very easy now. I'll place this clip right on top of the second adjustment layer, and then you can also copy the same attributes from the other one which you did. Just click on it, hit copy. You can also save it as a preset so that you can easily do this over and over. And then I'll come here, paste attributes. I'll paste attributes for opacity and the Gaussian blur. Let's look if it has matched up well. Yes, it has matched everything well together with the Bezier. Now that everything is done, I'll play everything together with the music. Also, since the music could be copyrighted, I've added a few effects on the music so that it's not easily noticeable by the AI. So let's play it back. That's it. I hope you've gotten the gist of it. It's quite simple to replicate over and over. You can save quite a few settings as a preset and apply them again and again. If you did enjoy this video, kindly give it a thumbs up. And if you are watching this content for the first time, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. My name is Danny James. See you in the next one. Peace.